Welcome to another Rocky Mountain Sasquatch Organization Dirt Road Roundtable Drive. We're in South Central Oregon. We're between Crater Lake, Bedford, about halfway between. We're in a Bigfoot sighting hot spot. Jenny and I have found a really squatchy place to go look for Bigfoot. Crater Lake seems to be like at the epicenter of a lot of Bigfoot sightings. As a matter of fact, a lot of the volcanoes around here, the Sisters, Crater Lake, there's Bigfoot sightings at those places and around those places, near streams and rivers that run off from Crater Lake, and the streams and rivers created by the snow melt of the volcanoes and stuff. Yeah, we're driving over the Umpqua Divide. It's been pretty hot while we've been here, and a storm has come in and cooled it down, and it's sprinkled and rained a little bit, and it's getting dark, so that's cooling things off. So hoping the animals get active, including Bigfoot. So we're gonna film while we're driving back here on these dirt roads in these squatchy areas. It is a roundtable drive, so it's Jenny and I. A lot of the time though, we're gonna be quiet, scanning either side of the forest, looking for anything Bigfooty. Then if we find any place cool to hike, looks like a promising area, we'll get out and hike around. I've already been on several hikes today. So welcome to our South Central Bigfoot expedition. These Oregon forests are so dang thick. If an animal does not want to be seen in these forests, it's plenty of cover. A lot of the places we've been the last 3 days, we've seen quite a few people and quite a bit of traffic, and you know, no shortage of them anywhere we've been. It's been pretty popular for people to be up here camping and everything, but this particular drive right here, we haven't seen a soul. Nobody camping, nobody driving back in here.
Which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
We're not used to being around a lot of people.
And it's a little bit cooler back here, so hopefully we've found a place that a Bigfoot would feel more comfortable, a little bit further away from
society.
Yeah. You know, it's warm summer and people are out fishing and swimming and rafting and using the rivers and the lakes, and so all that's really popular right now, and we just headed for the hills, and there doesn't seem to be anybody back here in the hills.
We're gaining quite a bit of elevation. We're climbing up the side of a mountain.
That's gonna cool things down. It's too dang hot in the valleys for a big hairy creature to be in the valleys right now. I think we're going the right direction.
Yeah.
Going up. visited 8 different Bigfoot sighting locations here in South Central Oregon. And we'll bring you those Bigfoot sighting reports eventually. We'll get them all out. But we visit those locations because that's where people see Bigfoot. And we take a look around. And if you've had a Bigfoot sighting, make sure you send those Bigfoot sightings to us. I mean, we may not be able to get right out there, or if it's convenient for us, we might be able to get out into the area and look around and do an investigation. But we can study those reports, the areas, and we'd try and eventually get to all Bigfoot sighting reports that are sent to us, at least in the general area, to look around. Especially if it's a multiple sighting report location. If we can see that there's a history of them, we like to get into those places. Oh, it's just beautiful, you guys. I don't think this camera's doing it justice, but it's just beautiful back in here. Very squatchy.
There's a big lightning storm probably about a half hour ago that we went through. Hopefully it didn't cause any fires. There's big old shafts coming down.
Yeah, that was when we were back in the last town.
Shady Cove?
Yeah, about an hour and a half ago.
Okay, this is getting very...
All these rocks are coming down onto the road.
Whew, that is a steep drop off.
About half the Bigfoot sighting report locations that we have visited has been road crossing Bigfoot. For obvious reasons, it's one of the most frequent type sightings is a road crossing, so really makes sense for us to have a camera going on these drives. This definitely looks like one of those areas something like that could happen.
Everything's starting to pop.
Including my ears. We're about 30 miles southwest of Crater Lake. We've investigated Bigfoot sightings south of that lake, north of that lake, and now we're on the west side looking for Bigfoot sign. That'll be a trip catching a Bigfoot while we're doing a Roundtable drive. We always have a dash camera going, and then we set up a second camera when we do these Roundtable drives. This one has a better microphone, so better audio. But we have this one going all the time too. So if we get a road crosser while we're doing a Roundtable drive, we'll have two cameras going. If we have so we'll get them with two cameras, hopefully. We're not doing a Roundtable drive, just, you know, we don't constantly do them, but we have that going constantly. The dash cam supposedly has really good night vision too, so if I could pick the time, it would be daytime. Get a lot nicer details, in my opinion, on a daytime sighting with the camera.
Yeah, the crossing that I've seen on a dash cam at night.
The cops.
The cops, yeah.
Yeah.
He got it on his camera. Man, he was...
That Bigfoot was running fast.
Yeah, and...
You also had two witnesses that seen it, which the camera picked up.
He had a ride along with him, that woman. And, boy, in my opinion, he was brave. He was alone. He gets out of his car and chases it down into the side berm and goes back in there. I don't know if I would have done that.
Well, he's armed and he's already trained to go after people, and I bet you anything he saw a humanoid and he's thinking, okay, so who's this person, you know?
No, I think he knows what he saw, because he told that woman, he's like, did you see that? And she's like, yes, I did.
Well, I liked how it just stepped over that guardrail like it was nothing when it ran across. I mean, it didn't even break stride. It stepped over that guardrail just like it was the normal road. And when they got Bobo out there, you know, Bobo couldn't just step over it like it was nothing. And, you know, Bobo says he's 6'6" or whatever, but I think he's 6'6" with 2-inch heels. He looks like he's 6'4" to me. I know, I'm sorry. Picking on Bobo's height. And Bobo's lost a lot of weight. He does look a lot taller now.
Well, I know I've crossed over one of those, and it's almost impossible to get over without dumping it or catching your foot on it or...
Yeah, what went on with that and finding Bigfoot going there and doing their reenactment with Bobo and all that, I think it's a real good chance that police officer accidentally got a Bigfoot. And he had a woman friend in the car with him, and they were chatting and everything, and they both seen it and just their reactions, and you could tell she was pretty creeped out over the whole deal. Dash cam we have is much better than that one, by the way. Every once in a while we have subscribers or viewers say, why can't someone get a Bigfoot with your quality of a camera. You know, the types of cameras we use, and, you know, well, hopefully we catch one and then we'll have it with a quality camera, but different conditions, you know. You catch a Bigfoot at night, even with the best night vision cameras, it's just not the same. Especially if it's with the night vision cameras that we have, they still use IR light and ambient light, so they need a little bit of help. If it's pitch black, it's really difficult to catch something up with a IR camera. And the heat signature cameras, or whatever you call them, there's several different names for different types of them, but those thermals and everything, that is not what your eyeballs are used to seeing, is heat signatures and stuff. You're used to seeing details, you know, the pixelation of details, and it's just hard for someone to buy a heat signature, and you just don't know what's behind that heat signature. So, I mean, even the best heat signature, I would rather have an IR. I'd rather have an IR, and hopefully it's in good light, you know, a full moon, or you got some headlights on, or a spotlight on it. An IR spotlight, ambient, either. I'll take either, but yeah, daytime right now be the best. Unfortunately, you cannot pick when it's going to happen. It'll probably happen to me when I go out at night to pee behind the tent.
Hoping this storm doesn't bust down a tree in front of us or back at us on our way out.
Yo, we don't have a chainsaw. We don't even have a hatchet.
I don't have anything.
We have a shovel and a rope.
A shovel and a rope.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's a lariat type rope, a lasso for cattle, so it's a strong one. Hopefully it's strong enough to tug a tree out of the way. We've had to use a hatchet to get out of a place we were camping one time in out in Custer, Idaho. An old abandoned gold mining town. We went back in there and camped, and the next morning, the only way out, there's a tree across the road. So we took out our dull hatchet, and we all took turns, Mike, Jenny, and I all took turns hacking away at that until we were able to break it in half and pull it out of the way. That was funny. Come driving up the next morning, and he was like, "You gotta be kidding me."
Surprise.
Yep, so we know what happens firsthand. Some of these sequoia redwoods and giant firs wouldn't be able to hack through one of those in a week with the hatchet.
No.
And you'd be stuck here till someone come along with a good chainsaw.
Yeah, it's too late for us to walk out tonight. We'd have to just sleep here.
Yup.
It's definitely warm enough to do that.
Yeah. That'd be real fun sleeping in the car, getting a window peeker. That'd be horrifying. But the unfortunate thing is there's sighting reports out there where that very same thing has happened to people.
Yeah, we went to this sighting location this week where they had that happen. They were sleeping in the back of their truck. And one came up on them.
Yeah, the Bigfoot are more curious and bold at night.
Also, there's that other sighting that we have in Idaho where the police officer is sleeping in his car for the evening up in the snow.
Yeah, he got stuck and he decided, it was late enough that he got stuck that he decided, I'm just going to sleep in the cab of my truck and dig out in the morning. So he stayed the night.
One came up on him in the night.
Yep, scared the hell out of him. He didn't sleep the rest of the night and laid in the cab of his truck with his firearm on his chest. The Bigfoot slowly and deliberately snuck up to his vehicle. He sat and watched it. It just slowly, like I don't know, in my opinion, like a mountain lion sneaking up on a deer. It snuck up on his truck like that and come right up to where he had been relieving himself outside the truck. And the Bigfoot sniffed where he had been peeing and peed over it before he left.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this guy was retired police, retired military, and he did not talk about it until he retired from being a police officer. It's when he finally reported it. But anyway, he's sleeping and he wasn't sleeping very well, sitting up in this cold cab, and he saw something coming up towards the truck and just sat there calmly watching it. And it come up and sniffed his, and peed. And the rest of the night he slept with his firearm on his chest, which I don't think you can call it sleep. He laid awake with his gun on his chest, and then in the morning he dug out. Jenny and I have actually camped where that happened.
Yeah. We're hoping for a recreation.
Yes.
It's funny.
We were camping with some rowdy people and kids, though, but...
Yeah, we, people who are out looking around and hoping to see Bigfoot would be super excited for something like that to happen. But people who are not wanting to see it, or not expecting to see it, or don't even believe in it, all of a sudden there's a big thing. I mean, obviously, it's the closest thing to a monster that somebody is gonna see.
It's their nightmares coming true.
Yeah, a big, huge creature that isn't supposed to be real.
All your childhood, your parents are telling you there's no such thing as monsters, and then all of a sudden, a monster comes out of the forest.
Okay.
I think we've hit the end of the line. We've hit where the snow's at.
We're not digging out this week. That's for sure.
No, we dug out 3 weeks ago. 2.5 hours Jenny and I dug.
Not fun.
I was actually ready to give up and stay the night like the cop did. And dig out in the morning.
But I was not.
Yeah. When I was about done, frozen solid from laying in the snow digging, I'm in the car and Jenny is out there digging, and I feel the car shift. Once I felt it shift, I knew we were gonna get out that night, not have to wait till morning. See, Jenny's a rad chick to Bigfoot with. How many of you guys know gals, and how many gals out there would lay down in the snow and dig to get out? I'm sure just everyone would. Everybody wants to get out and not be stuck, but that's pretty awesome. Jenny got right under there and was digging just like I was. And then I gave up. She kept going till we got out. Yeah, it's been about 5 years since the last time her and I got in a predicament that we had to dig.
And downshift.
A few trees that come down over the road had to be cleared.
Oh. Well.
I think you can go right there. There's 2 spots for your tires right there.
You want me to go over top of that?
Yeah, that's not gonna hurt the car.
Okay. Great. Just a little one.
Appreciate any of y'all that come up here with chainsaws and clear this stuff up.
Oh, so nice.
I know there's people whose jobs are to do that, but there's a lot of guys that
Just
go
do
up
it.
and do it just to be cool. See, on a hot day today, this is where I'd be if I was Bigfoot. I'd be up here laying in a bank of snow. See, we're not used to the humidity where we're from.
It's dry.
Yeah, and when the wind blows, it like cools you down a little bit, man. The wind was just as warm as the still temperatures here today. So the whole day today, I'm like, yeah, Bigfoot's got to be up high. What do you see?
Oh, it's just a deer. I just saw a brown movement.
Can you get pictures or anything of the deer?
No, it was a baby. She ran into the bushes right there. Yeah, I just saw a brown blur cross my peripheral vision, so I got a little excited. But it was just a deer.
Yeah, it is exciting. Ooh. I love off-roading.
Dirt roads are better.
Yeah. You always feel like the dirt roads are better for Squatch, but Bigfoot don't care. People see him on paved roads just as much as they see him on dirt roads.
I just like them better because there's less people.
Yeah. I still feel like our chances of seeing a Bigfoot here is better than on a paved road anyway.
Huh.
It just keeps getting worse, doesn't it?
Let's see. It's a big one. Watch that edge
You're way fine. You got a lot of room over here.
Okay. That worked out.
Good driving.
Oh, it's pretty back in here.
I said we find a good place and park and walk around and listen, and this is just major squatchy through here. Just so many layers of the forest. When I think of Bigfooting in Oregon, this is exactly what I'm thinking about. This type of forest. Being in a Bigfoot sighting hotspot. Getting excited. Maybe I'll try a vocalization in a wood knock.
Whatever.
I'm the worst at vocalizations. I can knock with the best of them, though. We generally don't vocalize or knock. We don't try to elicit responses. That's not our tactic. But once in a great while, we'll try it. You know, I'm sure everybody does at some point. But that's not our game plan. We don't want to alert them that we're looking for them. I don't like that strategy.
I've actually got a response from whistling. It was snowing outside. It was just dead quiet. You know, when the snow's coming down and everything is just super, super quiet. You can't hear anything. And we're up in the mountains, and it was nighttime. And I just decided that I would whistle a little song, and crack. This big old tree limb gets ripped off a tree. Snap. And I had a dog with me, and the dog just started growling, guttural growling low in its chest. Scared me, scared the dog.
That's right. Well, that's when you stayed back at camp. Well, we all went on a nighttime Bigfoot hike. You stayed at camp with the dog, huh?
Yes.
And then you're the one, Jenny's the one that has action staying back at camp. Well,
Yep.
Yep. I remember coming back and you being all shook up about what happened. At least you had a dog.
Yeah. Big dog.
Yeah, Mac. Mac's been in a couple of our videos. Mac's part German Shepherd, part Black Lab.
Yeah.
So
He looks more like
he looks wolfish.
He looks just like a German Shepherd, but he's black.
He's
and
filled
brown.
out and full.
Yeah. Wow. There's some ferns back there. Okay, this is steep. I need to go down even more.
Gearing down. Yeah, I'm gonna have to throw another SD card in this one soon. Good times. Gosh, where are we going?
I don't know.
Look, It's like going into Ape Canyon or something.
I know.
Only seen 2 people camping back here the last 20 miles. Or 2 sets of campers, and they had very small tent camp going on, so like 1 vehicle and a tent.
Yeah. Jeez, just look at that.
Wow.
These trees are so big. We climbed up over top of the mountain and now we're coming back down.
Yeah.
We don't even know where we're at.
Nope. First time here. I kind of know where we're at. We're right here.
Yep, we are where we are.
I've been trying to memorize all the turns and stuff we've taken coming in here. We only have about an hour till the sun's completely down. This canyon will get dark really fast. We'll probably give it about another 5 miles or so. We just stopped and took a look around. Didn't find anything screaming Bigfoot.
Oh.
I think we just found the end of the road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We wanted to get back to camp before it got too dark, so.
Wow, look how big this tree is right here. It's just ridiculous.
Open it up. Check this out, you guys.
That's what's in the road, is the top of it. No, it isn't. Some of it.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's broke off. But it's so big around.
Mm-hmm.
All right then.
Janie decided she might be able to get around this. We'll see.
Look, there's a little stream. Watch on that side.
Okay, here's good.
Berg.
Good except for that branch.
Okay. There's some more ferns. There's all ferns all along here.
It's just so lush.
Moss on everything. Wow.
Gets dark in the forest fast, doesn't it? That redwood looks like it's root system that's ready to come down over the road itself.
Well, yeah, it's all punky. Look at all the holes in it. There's a little waterfall. Wow. That one's coming. We were in Crescent City one time. Crescent City, California. And we're on our way home through Jedediah Smith Forest. And there was a big old line of cars, and we couldn't figure out what was going on. We thought maybe there was an accident or whatnot. But one of those big redwoods came down in the road the night before, and the crews were out clearing it.
Yeah, they have a special crew for that. A big job.
Yeah, the thing was it was as tall as our car.
Yeah, laying on its side?
Yep.
Oh yeah, that was one of the giants that come down. Wow, this place is just squatchy as all get out. Good Lord. Whoa. Last time we were in Oregon, we went to the Blue Mountains. We did most of our Bigfoot expedition right along the Washington-Oregon border. We were on both sides, back and forth. We went to the Paul Freeman video location. And that was a good expedition. We actually found Bigfoot-style footprints that were pretty deep, 17 inches long, 7.5 inches wide. They were nice trackways, and it was right in the area that Freeman had his sighting that he videotaped. So that was really exciting. You don't ever expect to find anything like that.
Yep, we kept going to a new location, getting out, looking around, getting back in the car, driving the...
And we did a lot of hiking that day.
We'd drive like 500 feet down the street, or down the dirt road, get out again, walk back into the forest, look all around. Just every so often we'd get out and check.
Yeah, we hiked at one of the locations that Paul Freeman said it happened at. And then we also hiked at a location not very far away from there, less than 5 miles away, where his fishing buddies say it actually happened at. His fishing buddies found, two of his buddies found Bigfoot tracks and knew that he was interested in Bigfoot and come right back and told him where he saw him. Freeman went, started filming him, and had his Bigfoot sighting. Well, they say it happened in a different spot than he did, so just to make sure, just to cover all bases, we hiked in both places.
And in between.
And I have to point out where we found the footprints, it's closer to the locations where his buddies said it happened than where he did. But you know what? That's only 5 miles. Bigfoot isn't going to sit on his thumb where Paul Freeman filmed him. He's going to be all over the Blue Mountains.
Yeah.
So Oregon and Washington's been good to us so far. I was really impressed with the footprints. I was excited that I was really close to where one of the most famous Bigfoot videos took place. In my opinion, it's the top 10, and it's my second most favorite behind Patty. Yeah, Jenny and I have hiked our butts off the last 3 days, and it's exciting. Even if we weren't into looking for Bigfoot, we've always been big on hiking and the outdoors. Pretty cool. Can we stop here for a minute?
Yeah.
Jenny and I just did a hike. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a lot darker than it was on our last frame. Still haven't found that needle in the haystack. The only difference between finding Bigfoot in the forest and a needle in a haystack is Bigfoot does not want to be found. So that needle's hiding and moving, and
Oh my goodness.
it's getting dark fast.
You get skunked more often than you don't. That's for sure. But we did find some interesting things. We found some wild strawberries.
Yes, wild strawberries are interesting. A food source this time of year.
They are good. Sorry.
Sweet.
I did not leave them for the animals.
This is the first overcast night since we've been out here, so it's making it go dark faster. And then the trees in this, where we're at now, are just so tall. So many of the trees that are up around 200 feet tall in this part of the forest. looks like we won't be back to camp till well after dark. That's normal.
Yeah, that's
We
normal.
rarely get back to camp before dark. It's usually well after. Yeah, you spend a lot of money and take time away from work to travel all these miles to look for Bigfoot. You got to use every inch a day from morning till the sun goes down. And then any of you guys that follow us, you know that we even Bigfoot into the night. We do a lot of night hiking looking for Bigfoot. It's a lot more dangerous, so the conditions have to be right. Apologize, we don't do as many as we could, but safety's a factor.
Yeah,
We just only do it where when and where it makes sense.
little quail. He's confused.
Uh-huh.
Stay over there. But yeah, and on one of our last night hikes. In fact, our last 2 night hikes in a row.
We've been stalked by an animal.
Yeah. A bear.
On the last one.
And the time before that, a mountain lion. We were so close to the mountain lion.
The mountain lion kept getting closer to us, which unnerved everybody. We had 5 people on that hike. Jenny, me, Brian, Jared, and who's
Drew.
their friend? Drew. That's the first time we met Drew. We take him on a night hike looking for Bigfoot. He was freaking. He was just freaking out the idea of finding Bigfoot, and then that mountain lion come down to us and paralleled us for several hundred yards. At one point, it was sitting there pacing back and forth. So that was awesome. Yeah, I think that's our last nighttime hike that we have posted, is that mountain lion one. But yeah, we need a Bigfoot to parallel us and pace back and forth for several hundred yards. That would just be great.
Yeah, we've had that happen too. But not...
Yeah, I didn't get a visual on it like that mountain lion.
No. Or the bear.
Right. That mountain lion was completely silent. I never heard it make a single noise the whole time it paralleled us.
No.
The only way I knew it was paralleling us is I would get a glimpse of it once in a while, and then it'd see its eyes shine, and then at the point where it started pacing back and forth, before it started doing that, it would look at us, look to the side, look at us, look to the side, and flick its ears. I got a good profile of its head, and then when it paced back and forth, I could see its whole body. We were using sophisticated night vision equipment, and the camera got the eye shine, and I don't know, I haven't blown it up. I haven't blown up the video, but from when I was editing it together just normally, I couldn't see what I was seeing with my own eyes. But the closest that mountain lion got to us was about 50 yards. So it was further than that most of the time. So even with sophisticated night vision equipment at night, a Bigfoot gets 50 to 100 yards from us. It's still very challenging to get anything on video.
It was so much closer than that. It was 50 feet.
Okay. You're probably right. It was probably closer than that.
It was not a half a football field to a football field apart. It was anywhere from 50. It was close up.
I don't know. Maybe it felt closer because it was a
I could have
predator.
chucked a rock and hit it. It was close. That canyon isn't even that wide.
Yeah, you're right. You have to huck a rock, lob a rock and huck it hard to get it 50 yards. Yeah, you could have easily hit it with the rock where it was at. So yeah, I agree. It was less than the 50 yards that.
And we were in a slot canyon.
Where it started to narrow.
Oh yeah, it's.
Yep. that's the dangers of the night hikes. That's when the animals, including the predators, are a lot more active. And what scares me the most is running into a raunchy moose or a cow moose with the calf at night, and then of course a female bear and a cub. So sometimes I'm like, are these night hikes even worth it? But we'll do them when they make sense, and it seems like it's a lot safer to do them, you know, full moons so we can see really well, or nearly full moons. And then when we have 3 or more of us, Jenny and I, once in a great while, it'll be me and her, but we like to at least have a third person, a third set of eyes, a third person with mace or a firearm, or both. All right, well, we're headed back to camp. It's getting late. You guys can tell it's getting dark and the rain's coming in. We've done several hikes today, looking around, including one this evening. But if the dash camera picks up a Bigfoot crossing the road, we still have like 40 miles to drive just to get back to camp. So if we pick up anything with the camera, we'll put that at the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoy these Bigfoot roundtables when we're in Bigfoot sighting hotspots. Keep on watching. We're going to keep on squatching.